Welcome back everyone, I hope you're all doing really well. So it's that time of year where I've started to make the house really cosy. It started getting a bit chilly at nights now and it really does feel like autumn has finally arrived. Autumn's one of my favourite times of year, although I don't really look forward to kind of packing up the garden for autumn and winter, which I need to do over the next few weeks. But once that's all done, I look forward to spending lots of cosy time in the house over autumn and winter. And today I just wanted to go around and show you some of the new autumn decor that I've picked up this year. A few of the bits obviously will be from last year. And then I just wanted to give you a little bit of an update on some of the houseplants as well. So as usual, I've got my log fire on the TV. If you don't know how to do this, just literally go to YouTube and type in log fire and there's loads to choose from. So this garland I've had for a few years. This one I got from Amazon, but I have added in some extra berries and acorns. I've also added in some fairy lights as well, just to make it look a little bit extra special. These little ceramic pumpkins were from Laura Ashley a few years ago. This garland here you probably would have seen last year in my autumn haul video. This was from Lights for Fun, I believe, which is where I get most of my garden lights from. This little pumpkin was from Next last year. They've got some really nice bits in this year. This was also from last year and that was from HomeSense. So some of the new bits I've got this year are these lovely Hello Pumpkin cushions. I got these from HomeSense. Actually, I got them back in, I think it was July or August, which unfortunately is when they get all the best autumn stuff in. So you've got to be really quick with HomeSense and pick it up early because I haven't seen these back in stock since then. In fact, they've hardly got any autumn or Halloween stuff left in there now. It's all kind of going on to the Christmas stuff. I also picked up these lovely pumpkin cushions this year from HomeSense. This one's really sparkly because it's got lots of gold sequins. And then this one as well. These are weighted. This lovely maple leaf I got last year from Jellycat. I always get asked about this one. And I also did pick up the pumpkin and squashes last year as well, which are upstairs in one of my spare bedrooms. I did pick up 2 of the cushions. That's all they had. They only had 2 in, so I thought, yeah, I'm going to pick both of them up because I know that when I next go in, they won't have them. And I also got this little tartan pumpkin. Again, once I picked these up, I went in the week after and they didn't have these back in again either. I've got all my lovely fur throws back out for the autumn and winter, which makes the sofa really cosy. That's my favourite spot there in the corner. I also picked up this little grey ceramic pumpkin this year from HomeSense. It's got some fragrance inside it, like pumpkin spice. These coasters, or I think they're called mug rugs, I picked up last year from Etsy. And then over here in the corner, I've got my little pumpkin planters, which I picked up from Next a few years ago. Usually I just keep air plants or small plants in these. This year I've just got air plants in them. These autumn bouquets I've had for a few years, and these are from Floristic 24. The sunflowers, I think I got these from Hobbycraft last year, I believe. So regarding the houseplants while we're here, some of them are doing better than others. My Florida Beauty is looking rather lovely. It's just got a new leaf as well. It's really big now. So this sits under a grow light in the corner. And then got a little forgetti here who keeps growing a new leaf, and then the leaf will die off, but then it does continue growing new leaves, but I wouldn't say it looks particularly happy. I have been really bad this year with the humidifiers because of the cost of living and all the bills have gone up. I haven't really bothered putting on the humidifiers this year because, as you know, I have to distill the water first and then I use that in the humidifiers. So I'm just going to see how it goes without them And now that the central heating's back on, obviously the air is going to be a lot drier. But there are ways of creating more humidity without the use of a humidifier. I actually made a video on it a few years ago, which I will link below for you if you're interested. So I might be going back to some of the old-fashioned ways. I might run it occasionally, we'll see. This little guy looks like he's going dormant for the winter, which is a shame, but I do have another one. This is my Alocasia Mellow, one of my favourite plants. Beautiful texture, feels like cardboard, very unusual. And this one's got a couple of leaves, or 3 leaves. I think it's this one dying off, possibly, but it has just got a new leaf. So that's looking promising. Hopefully this one doesn't go dormant. The clarinerviums are all fine. These are really hardy, so these should be fine. I moved my large Alocasia Cuprea over here where it's getting a little bit more light. This is a new leaf. I did have a problem with this one. It kept getting thrips, so it's not looking its best, but it has got a few new leaves. Oh, that's a nice new one. So pretty. So hopefully it'll do a little bit better over here, because it was over here and it's a little bit dark there, so I thought it might do a bit better over here. We've got my Gloriosum here, which is looking okay. Oh, we've got a new leaf coming, that's good. So that's all the plants in that corner. And then we've got my air plant here hanging, which I usually soak in the sink every 1 to 2 weeks, depending on the temperature of the house. You can mist them if you want, but I tend to just give them a soak. Got a few things on the window. Oh, my Maranta is not happy. Since the heating came on, it's gone like this. They don't like extreme temperature, like cold or heat. It did look quite good before the radiators came back on, so I might have to move that one somewhere else. This guy is looking rather beautiful. Lots of lovely variegation. So I think I'm going to leave this one here for now. Once the weather does start getting a bit colder at night, I do tend to kind of move the plants away from the windows a little bit, just so, or make sure that the leaves aren't touching the windows, because they'll get a bit cold and they won't be very happy. This little wicker squirrel I picked up from HomeSense last year. He did have a few chips on him, but I fixed them and repainted bits of it. So he's living his best life now. I need to do a bit of pruning on this one. The vine's going all the way along the window. I could probably do with chopping it up and rooting the cuttings and then putting them all back in a bigger pot, but I'll probably do that in the springtime, because it's not the best time of year to start propagating plants at the moment. I will give you a little sneak peek of the garden as well, just to show you how it's looking. I do need to go out there and start overwintering some of the tender plants and giving it a good tidy and a prune, which I haven't got around to yet, but once I start doing that, I'll make a video to show you. So here's how the garden is looking at the beginning of October. It's just started raining. We're meant to have a bit of stormy weather this afternoon, so I'm going to get nice and cosy later on, get into my pyjamas, and I'm going to watch Hocus Pocus 2 whilst it's raining and cold outside. This is one of the candles that I picked up last year from HomeSense. They all smell amazing. I also picked up this wicker pumpkin from HomeSense this year. Again, they only had this one and one other one in store, and then I didn't see them again, so I'm glad I got that. I might actually put that outside the front door, possibly. And This blanket I've had since last year. Again, this is a home scent special. It's really soft and very cozy. I also picked up these lovely Ray Dunn hand towels, which I haven't opened yet. I won't want anyone to actually use them because they're too nice. I also did pick up some Halloween items as well, but I'll be showing you these in my Halloween video later on in October. I really do need to rescape my biOrb AIR. It's looking a little bit wild. I need to give some of the plants a bit of a prune, and well, I could do with taking it all out and starting again, to be honest, which normally I do once a year. I'll kind of rescape it, so I might do that in a video for you at some point. This snake plant was a present from my boyfriend's mum. It's got a few new leaves coming up. It should be quite happy here because they can tolerate lower light conditions. That's where I had my Alocasia cuprea in that pot there, but I don't think it was getting enough light. And then we've got my marble queen here, which can also tolerate lower light conditions, although you won't get as much variegation in lower light. You can see that it's a bit more variegated on this side because it's getting the light from the biOrb AIR. And then we've got an aglaonema here, which could probably do with some more light, to be honest, but it's actually doing quite well. It's just a little bit leggy. Again, it's kind of growing towards the biOrb AIR. This is the Begonia maculata whitei that I picked up a couple of years ago as a rescue plant, and now it is huge. I definitely need to propagate this, but again, I'll have to wait until springtime. But this was a very small and sad looking plant when I originally picked it up. It was in the reduced section for about £1 or something, but it seems to be loving life here in the corner underneath a grow light and next to the biOrb AIR. Over in the corner here, this philodendron seems to be doing quite well, although it's almost reaching the grow light, so I might have to give it a trim because it's got a little bit too tall. It seems quite happy over in that corner. The leaves don't get as big as they used to. This is a really big one here. They seem a little bit smaller, although that one's quite a good size actually. I do need to go around and dust the houseplants. I have actually been using a microfiber cloth lately to dust them. Well, you can obviously see I haven't done this one for a while, but I find that quite a good way of getting the dust off the leaves. Over here we've got a lovely jewel orchid, which has grown quite tall. Again, that could probably do with propagating, but I'll just have to leave it all till the springtime now. I've still got one of my caladiums. This one's Florida Moonlight. These usually go dormant in the winter, so it won't be long now before this starts dying back, and then I'll be drying out the bulbs, putting them in a paper bag in the cupboard, and then basically replanting them in the springtime. This Alocasia I've had for quite a few years, and it seems quite happy. It's never gone dormant, which is a little bit strange, but yeah, it seems quite happy. Got a new leaf there. This is my Florida Ghost, which originally started as a small cutting, and it is absolutely huge now. But the leaves never look very white because it's not getting enough light. I think for the leaves to come out really white, you need really good light. So they come out more of a pale green. This leaf's huge actually, and that's growing up a stick. And I have propagated this plant many times. In fact, over here, is one of the cuttings, which I've just got in this little Coir ceramics owl vase. That's kind of just draping over this wooden tray here. Over in the corner here you've got a melanochrysum, which seems to be doing okay. The leaves aren't as big as they originally were. This one is massive. So this is the newest leaf here. But it seems okay in the corner here. And then we've got a new leaf on my Cestus. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it. I'll put the name on the screen. I wouldn't say this one is particularly happy. The leaves tend to go yellow and then die back. So I might rehome this plant. I'm not sure yet. Doesn't seem very happy here. In the hallway I've just put some autumn leaves. I've got my cute little bears that I got from Next a few years ago, and then I've just got a couple of candles. Here in the kitchen I've got a few autumn bits. I've got my Hello Pumpkin sign that I got from Next last year. I think they've got those back in again this year. This grey ceramic pumpkin is from HomeSense. I got that this year. That candle I got from HomeSense last year. That's one of the pumpkins that I got from Next last year. And my friend actually made me this special holder for the pumpkin, which is so cool. Really pretty. And then I've got my autumn garland up there with some fairy lights. And as you can see, my vanilla orchid has gone absolutely wild. So it's grown all the way across there, attached itself to the wall there, kind of grown down there and then back up again to the ceiling. Again, I might have to give that a little bit of a prune in the springtime. This money plant was a present from my boyfriend's mum, which is really nice of her. Seems to be quite happy here on the window. This is a east-facing window which gets a bit of morning and afternoon sun. My croton is looking fine. I've had this for about, must be about 4 years now. I've got an Ace of Spades hybrid here. And I just gave this beauty a bit of a trim because it was literally touching the ceiling, and it's just finished flowering as well. I think I cut, oh no, here they are. I thought I'd cut them off, but it was on the other side. And this little peperomia has been flowering for a while as well. And I've got a few aglaonemas, another jewel orchid, and this guy definitely needs repotting. It is absolutely huge now. Started off as one small plant and now I think there's 3 of them in there, and then I can also see another little one sprouting. So it's looking quite happy. And then I've got a golden dragon here, which is also kind of turned into a bit of a vine, and it's going across the ceiling. My alocasia stingray, well, what can I say? Looks a little bit sad, although there's another little sprout there. Again, I've had this one for quite a few years and it's never gone dormant, but I wouldn't say it's looking its best at the moment. This was another candle that I picked up this year from HomeSense called Goblins and Ghouls. I love the little haunted house on there, and that smells lovely, kind of like a nice cinnamony pumpkin spice kind of fragrance, lovely. I also picked up this grey pumpkin from HomeSense this year. I thought he might look quite nice with some fairy lights in him. And also picked up this lovely candle, which I actually have been burning. I don't normally burn candles in the house, but I have been burning the odd one in here just for about like 15 minutes and then blowing it out just so you get a little bit of the scent. This one is Harvest Wreath and it smells incredible. Over here by my coffee machine. I've got this little Halloween cat that I picked up from Next last year, and I also picked up this little, what would you call it, ceramic tag last year from a shop on Etsy. This mug I picked up last year from Next, but they've got a new version in this year, and I think it's instead of black, it's grey. So I might actually go and have a look at those, because I do love an autumn mug. Over here in the corner next to Vector, we've got a new candle that says sweater weather. I just love the colour, it goes really well with the decor in my kitchen. That's a Ray Dunn candle, and I haven't quite finished this basket yet. It's a bit of a mishmash, but I got this Farm Fresh Pumpkins sign from Etsy. This candle I got last year. This little knitted pumpkin I got from Etsy this year. The sunflower I had from last year, and then this little coffee cup, Jellycat coffee cup. He normally sits next to my coffee machine, but I thought I'd put him here in the basket. Looks quite cute. This little sign that's in the hallway I've had for a couple of years. I think I got this one from Etsy. Here in the downstairs restroom I've got a couple of new bits. I got this Ray Dunn pumpkin spice diffuser from HomeSense. It smells absolutely amazing. And also this little plush pumpkin as well. And here we have Mr. Naughty, who I don't really feature in my videos much these days because he is very temperamental with his moods. So he's usually very angry. Nice autumn socks. Come on, come on. Hi. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. I really hope you enjoyed the video and it's given you some autumn decor ideas. As I mentioned, I have picked up a few Halloween bits as well, so I'll be showing you those in my Halloween video later on in October. I know not all of you are into Halloween, but I absolutely love it. Ever since I went to America when I was younger, I've always decorated for Halloween, and I have a little party every year. Any excuse for a party. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all soon.